Hey, welcome back to Milton Daily Homes. Chuck here. We have a list of 6 properties, and if history is any indication, we should start to see more inventory happen after Labor Day. But this is pretty common for kind of end of August, early September. And let's talk about some homes. Trafalgar is first up, 624.9. It's actually a really nice home. I like the way that they've staged this. I like the way they've prepared it. I think immediately you have the impression that every bit of furniture is exactly where it should be. You have the impression of space. It's not cluttered. The composition of the photos is quite nice. It's just a clean, bright, clutter-free home, and I think that's what everybody looks for in a property. So I think that this one could go for more than asking. I mean, it's for a good property in this neighborhood, you're now getting close to $650. We had a place for sale. We smashed the record in the neighborhood on Frobisher. It was like this with a pool, bigger lot, and it was up in the 7s is what it sold for. And we had 12 offers, and I've told this before on Daily Homes, but every single one of those 12 people, because when you take an offer, you ask questions financially, where are they at, where do they live now, what do they do for a living, that kind of thing. And every one of those 12 offers was in the new part of Milton, and they were looking to move to a bigger lot, more established neighborhood, trees, all the rest of it. So there's definitely a strong correlation between townhouse and semi-detached sales, many of which are now worth around this price, and moving to a home like this. So I know that the audience is definitely there on a home like this. Monsieur is $798. It's a Fieldgate Chester model, very popular model. I've never been a big fan of it personally. I think the bedrooms feel small upstairs, and I find that the layout of the rooms is a bit awkward. Like this area here, you can see the size of the carpet, which is pretty typical for a dining space, and I find that it's not wide enough to do a really big table. I find the family room, this room right here, is actually it's this one here. It's small. So what they've done, if I'm looking at this correctly, is the hardwood ends and the couch has gone onto the kitchen tile or the hallway tile. So I would have taken these stools out for sure, or taken the table. I think having both of them there just kind of creates a bit of an awkward feel. I don't know, like people love this model. I mean, it's you know, if you're up in this room, people like the split levels, the family room, the high ceiling, but the problem with it is if your kids are sleeping, you can't really have a TV very loud. So this becomes a room that you can kind of enjoy as a family, but then if you do have kids, which most people do that want a 4-bedroom, they kind of have to go somewhere else. They'd have to go to the smaller family room, or what's nice about this one is the finished basement is already set. Very nice balcony. I just look at some of the ones that Mattamy built. I look at other builders, Heathwood, Costcorp. They've built some nice split levels that I find just have a better feel than this model. Personal preference, though. So down in the basement, the other thing that I would say to someone, now obviously budgets, time, it's all limited. But if somebody were to finish this off and put a ceiling in, they generally would not be hurt financially. It's that whole half-eaten sandwich philosophy we talk about on Daily Homes. Is if I took a bite out of a sandwich, ate half of it, and then handed it to you and said, would you like a sandwich? You'd say, well, I'd kind of want my own sandwich. I'd want something that nobody's touched. And this is kind of like doing that, is you're saying, look, here's my half-finished basement. Now, it's easy enough for someone to do that, but think about how much more value, how much more impression in their mind they would get by saying, hey, it's all done, it's ready for me. And the other thing is people will tend to overestimate how much things cost. So if you have a defective roof, if you don't have good appliances, if you've got to just put a ceiling in here, this ceiling may only cost you $5,000. Let's just throw a number out there. A buyer could look and say, well, that's $10,000 to put that ceiling in. And we see this all the time. A roof may only cost $5,000. Well, $15,000 for that roof. Furnaces, anything like that. I need to get rid of these appliances. That's $10,000 right there. Well, not really. If you're a smart shopper, you can get a really nice set for half of that amount. So it's kind of like the human nature part of searching for a home. And as a seller, if you have deficiencies, just be prepared that the buyer may shoot high on the cost because they're usually not budgeting low. 902 Chambers. Chambers is a fantastic street. If you don't live on Chambers, there's absolutely no reason to drive on that street. So it gets very low traffic. Great for kids riding bikes, for street hockey, all the rest of it. This is the Tothberg model. 3331 square feet, patterned concrete in the front. It looks like it shows very well. Pot lights in the corners on the coffered ceiling. Kitchen and cabinets aren't anything to write home about. Now, they've listed this as a 5-bedroom, but what they're actually including is this little den up here, which could be closed off and a closet added, but it's not really a 5th bedroom. And then you've got a, that's the master ensuite. And where the photographer's probably standing in the tub right here, replacing a light makes sense when you're asking 1.1 million. Now downstairs, here's the other thing that I wonder out loud, and I've seen this to be true and not true, but are there certain times when someone would look at this and say, okay, 3,300 square feet, 4 bedrooms plus a den, 5 bedrooms, whatever you want to call it, do I need the finished area in the basement? It's a luxury, but it's kind of like, well, is it really maximum value that someone's going to get? I would say the value for this finished basement compared to what it costs to do, they might get 50 cents on the dollar versus a townhouse, a very small townhouse, maybe with just a family room upstairs. I could see the return on investment for a finished basement as a percentage being much higher because it becomes very usable space. But it depends. There's a kitchen downstairs. It could be set up like an in-law suite. If that's the case, it has much more value for a buyer. Now, there's 2 kind of estate country homes today, Country Lane Court and then Amos. I like Country Court myself, Country Lane Court. They're not that far from each other. This one's a little further west. 1.2, it's also less money. It has a pool. I love the aerial. This is the same company that we use for our photographs, and I think that is a marvelous shot. Love what they've done in this home. I love the outside too. I love the dormers on the outside, that kind of Cape Cod look. Very, very nice to me. Again, personal taste. It's an open concept layout, built-in appliances, cabinet depth fridge. Really nicely set up. Well manicured. I just love what they've done with this one in terms of presentation. Great job. Then you compare to this one on Amos, different value points. This one has 5-car parking in the garage. So some of these garages are tandem garages where you could do basically 2 in a row. So if you're a hobby car collector, it's perfect. You're a 4-bedroom on something like this, it's a larger house. I don't find the kitchen is any better or worse. Actually, I kind of like Country Lane a little bit better. But this one definitely looks like it's been taken care of. And the lot size, pretty much the same value. Location, kind of similar value. I guess that's kind of a little shed. Maybe it's a kid's playhouse of some sort. And they're both beautiful places. I'm sure anyone would be happy. My personal choice, though, give me the pool, the Cape Cod look, and it's just something about Country Lane that really stands out to me. All right, so that's the list. Actually, one thing I didn't mention with Country Lane, you're a little bit close to these train tracks right here. That is Amos, that's Country Lane. So that's our list. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow with more Milton Daily Homes, and thank you for watching.